Hey, I'm Shane Curly Ciurleo, and I head up racing in Queensland for the Mailbag. So really my punting background started, when I was 18 and just a young fella playing footy and betting in the pub with mates after sport or whatever else. So, and just had a small interest in racing on the weekends. As I got a bit older and more engaged in ownership, it certainly opened my eyes a little bit more to the data that was available. Then I went on a period, probably a couple of years, where I was working full time and sort of taking my wagering more professionally, but still working full time. So I was sort of like a semi-professional where I was doing lots of replays and looking at data and that sort of thing. And then I sort of just basically kept a track of my results and started to build a punting bank. I did that for approximately 2 years until I was able to sort of have the courage and the results behind me and the conviction, I suppose, as well, to go punting professionally full time. So my favourite win on the punt, not necessarily the biggest, but I think favourite for a few reasons, because it certainly come at the right time. And I think those wins sort of stay in your mind, because they mean more to you than just money. So I remember it quite clearly. I had a couple of small shares and a couple of horses running around, and I was meeting a few mates from Victoria at the Brisbane Cup, and sort of wanted to get my bets on early because I knew that would be on the beers and I wouldn't be sort of that sharp later in the day. So I'd done all the form and had a few bets. And I normally just, have a few little multis with a few of the key runners that I think are my best chances throughout the day. And, you always have a dollar or two on your own horse anyway. So I remember being at the Hamilton Hotel. It was about 8 o'clock at night and it'd been a long day. And I just thought, I better just go back and have a look at my bet slips here, because I've got my horse running in the next and everything I like's won. I've had a great day. And then I sort of realised that it was ended up being the last leg of a fairly substantial multi. And it was a horse I had a share in, and it got the money. I remember it quite clearly because basically I think by that time everyone in the pub knew what the horse I was on, and there was a fair crowd sort of gathered around to back it. So not really a great story of being a professional punter, I suppose, having a little multi and that sort of thing. But, being in horse ownership, you always want to make sure you have your horse going for a win. If I was a racehorse, who would I be and why? Maybe because I'm old and sort of retired myself from sport, I think I'd be the Clerk of the Course horse. One of those flashy greys that's sort of been there and done it in the past, and now can just kick back and have a drink and something to eat at the races and watch the young ones zip around, but just be there to guide them and get them home safely if anything goes wrong. I focus on racing in Queensland for the Mailbag. Since I've joined the Mailbag, there's been a couple of little changes to the minimum bet rules, and I've had to adapt the service around that. So the aim of that is to maximise the profit and the prices that we're able to get. Now, it doesn't matter whether we're betting at Rockhampton or Warwick or Brisbane on Saturday or Gympie on the sand track on a Sunday afternoon. If they're racing in Queensland, we'll be betting on it. My favourite Australian sporting icon, definitely Stephen Bradbury. He's the epitome of never give up, just keep turning up. Why do I do what I do at the Mailbag? Well, after 4 years of betting full time, one thing that really did start to affect me was the loneliness of wagering professionally. Obviously, you're working within your own data and your own information, and you're sort of spending so much time on your own. You find yourself talking to yourself in your own head, and you second guess yourself, and I think you're a bit harsher on yourself. So, but having the opportunity to join a team like the Mailbag, where you're working with like-minded people and people that are in the same situation you are, and been able to form a strong bond and work together, and we help each other not just with the data and the analysis of racing, but with support for each other as well on the mental aspects of wagering and all the hurdles that we come across. So it's certainly the main reason why I do what I do at the Mailbag, is to be part of a team.
Get the Platinum Pack and bet with us every single day.